All right, we're going to break down the entire card for UFC Fight Night, Muhammad versus Bonfim. You should be able to see it here. Hopefully, no technical difficulties. We're going to talk about who I think is going to win, what good props are available, like over 1.5 rounds, my favorite. So, without further ado, let's talk about this. Ketlen Souza versus Ariane Carnelossi. Now, it's not a hot take, but I am going to go with Ketlen Souza over here. I do think she probably wins it more often than not, maybe 61% of the time. They're both really aggressive, but I think Souza's speed and her technical striking really should give her an edge here. And Carnelossi, I mean, she's got pressure. If you see how she fight, if you go watch some clips of her, you'll see how she does it. But yeah, I do think Sosa's going to get it. And as far as over 1.5 rounds, I do think that happens, well over 70% of the time, I think. Yeah, so I think that's really good. So could be some nice first, just early action parlay legs, right? Caitlin Souza in a parlay, and maybe the over 1.5 rounds in a separate parlay, right? Maybe two legs, nothing too crazy unless you want a long shot. Moving on, we got some more women's MMA here. Jaycela Chavez versus Yunesi Duben. Now, with this one, I'm going to have to go with Chavez. That's not a hot take at all either. And I think she wins it more often than not, at least 56, 60% of the time at least, yeah, so I think it's a decent parlay leg, nothing too crazy. You could do that together. But I think as far as like Duben, I mean, she made her debut. You can actually look on the list there. But yeah, I mean, she came off Dana White's Contender Series with a win. Of course, she goes and enters the promotion and loses. And inside the distance, she got KO'd. But I do think that Chavez should get this. Now, as far as over 1.5 rounds, I do think it does happen more often than not. Maybe 70% of the time for that. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Chavez gets a finish there. I think Chavez and so actually, if we look down here, Chavez and Souza together would be a good parlay. Maybe just two leg women's MMA early action little parlay. Another one, Eunice, like I said, Chavez over 1.5 rounds too. That's fine. Once you could mix and match it, you want. The money lines and the over 1.5 rounds with both these fights together. Try and mix and match that. I think that's decent. Just women's MMA early action parlay kind of stuff. Nothing too crazy, just for some early action. Just nice when it hits. When you get some winning bets early in the card, just feels so awesome, man. But anyway, moving on now. We got to talk about this one. Actually, a really fun fight, I think. Joanderson Brito versus Jordan Levitt. Now, I am going to have to go with Brito here. That's not a hot take. I think I've heard some people taking Levitt as a dog. I think Brito, for the most part, should get this. At least maybe Levitt uses his grappling to kind of maybe win a decision or something. You have the minutes, but I think, I think Brito is faster. He's stronger. I think he has definitely more of the danger factor, and so I think anywhere this fight goes, he has danger there. So Leaves grappling and creativity. I think it does give him some path to victory. I mean, like I said, mainly decision. Maybe he gets unless he gets some kind of crazy sub going, but I think Brito's athletic enough. Should mind his P's and Q's and try to get a win here. Now over 1.5 rounds. I don't know. I think it's tough because I want to play that, but I think Brito is he's a finishing threat, right? He does like have the finishes. So I think that's one kind of a dangerous one. I think Brito is a decent parlay piece, maybe, unless if good odds, or maybe you want to play it separate, but maybe Brito inside the distance would be a fun one too. Maybe the fight doesn't go distance, maybe it's good, but I think leave it's pretty durable. Could happen though, we'll see. But I think Brito. I think I go with him there. So I think you could parlay that as well. Just depends on your odds. Let's go. And now we're back with the Women's MMA. Priscilla Cochera versus Chelsea Chandler. Kind of a little bit of red flags here. Not the best fight to have action on, but I do think with this one I'm actually kind of going with Chandler. I don't know. It's tough. Win probably. I think I don't know. Maybe 59% of the time. Cochera is really tough, but she has really bad grappling for Brazilian fighter. I think, but she can bang. And Chandler, just not a really good look. She hasn't really run away from Dumont, but Dumont is a beast. And we all know that kind of meme. But I think that the wrestling from Chandler, she should get them. She knows what she has to do. Stick to the bread and butter. Don't try to swing and bang with Ketchera, man. You could get caught. But as for over 1.5 rounds, I think that this is a good one. Maybe 78% of the time. Who knows? Maybe definitely over 70% of the time. I think goes over 1.5 rounds. So I think that's decent there. I mean, it's women's bantamweight. Typically, you're going to see a lot of over 1.5 rounds hit for this, and typically decision as well. So you could even, if you want, maybe Chelsea Chandler by decision just for fun, if you have some decent play on that, or just stay away from this. Or you could have over 1.5 rounds in a separate part. Like I said, early action stuff. Okay, just it's up to you guys. You gotta see with how comfortable we are with danger and whatnot. But anyway, moving on. Another fun banger here: Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez. Now with this one, actually, yeah, I'm leaning Chairez here. I think I like Bruno Silva. I think he can always be a good dog. He's got that power to him, but he is kind of small. I mean, it's flyweight. I mean, we get it, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of tough with him. He's either gonna get some kind of finish or he's gonna lose, right? He has to kind of like go for his power somehow, maybe get a sub. But yeah, I think Chavez does win it though. I mean, it's kind of a closer fight though. I think, yeah. I mean, it's not. I'm not crazy high on Chavez. I think he should get it done, but I'm not. I don't know about parlaying him really. Chavez looks slightly sharper. I think recently, and I think he has the submission upside. I think if a sub happens, I think maybe it could happen from Chavez. I mean, Bruno Silva could get it done too, but or maybe they could neutralize each other. That's why I do think over 1.5 rounds hits more often than not, maybe 67% of the time. So that's yeah, that's what I have to say about that one. Really, I mean, do with that what you will, So I think there's still some money to be made with that fight though if you chose to take that path. Moving on, Marcus McGee versus John Yanis here. Actually, I think with this one, I mean, it's no hot take at all. I'm going with McGee. I think everyone in the brother's probably going to want to parlay him, but I mean, yeah, I think he gets it done more often than not. What, 68% of the time? I think he gets it done. Maybe 7% of the time. And he's legit, man. He's a good UFC level. He always makes it, man. It's the memes keep going. He's a cool guy, down to earth skateboarder. Looks like the guy, the Gargonauts from Small Soldiers. But yeah, I mean, he's got striking, he's got athleticism, he's durable, right? And yeah, I just think, and it's also, I think Giannis is coming in on short notice as well. So I mean, like I said, unless it's like he just kind of blows out of the water, like he just has crazy training and he's just been making crazy improvements, ready for this short notice fight. Basically, I think McGee's going to take it, and I think over 1.5 rounds. Yeah, I mean, it's bantamweight, but bantamweight has a lot of bangers, so I mean, it could happen. I think I'm leaning over 1.5 rounds, but I'm not really looking to play that unless you have really good odds for it. You have to check out the odds that you have on your bookie. But yeah, it's not the sexiest play, man. Playing over 1.5 rounds for that. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not jumping to play it, but I mean, it could be fine. But yeah, Marcus McGee, I think I gotta take him with that, dude. Matt Snell versus Alessandro Costa. That's actually should be a fun one. I'm actually going with Costa here. I mean, I think that's not a hot take. I think Matt Snell, he has some durability issues there, and yeah, Costa's been looking good. I think, I think Costa's a decent parlay piece as well. And I think if you want, I really hate this prop. Fight doesn't go distance is really my least favorite in a way, just because. But the funny thing is, if you see some crazy juice, like if you see like something like under 1.5 or something, guys, if you see under 1.5 and you see it's like really chalky, it's not really good odds. Like you have to look at implied odds, right? Just Google that implied odds calculator, right? But if it is like that, dude, just put the over. Like even if you have a heavyweight fight, it's like, oh, under 1.5 and it's super juiced, it has no value. You can just sprinkle on the under just because the over because there's value, in that. So this is another one too where I think fight doesn't go distance. I think Costa by inside the distance, maybe Costa by KO, stuff like that. I think is really good too. So yeah, I think he does get it done. But another banger here. Boom. Speaking of fight doesn't go distance, I mean look at that. Iwo Barnuski, hell yeah, Polish fighter, dude, versus Junior Tafa. It's such a weird one because I can see why people might want to go for Tafa just because he's a dog and he's just basically like he's like basically got a puncher's chance essentially. But yeah, I think it's really crazy because I think, I mean, with this one, dude, yeah, I think, yeah, I got to go with Berniski here. And it's funny because Berniski, like, he has the hands, he get dropped, man. It was such a Bruno fight, right? He's going to, Evo versus Evo, go look at that on Fight Pass or YouTube. And yeah, Barniski actually has a nice, good grappling background, though. So I actually think I think he could stand and bang with Tafa. He could knock him out that way. But why take that risk? Tafa could land him something, right? So I think they play, instead of doing Rock'em Sock'em Robots kind of stuff, instead of butt mashing on your favorite, fighting game, why doesn't he just go ahead and take him down, get a sub, dude? I think Aaron Barnuski inside the distance. I think under 2.5, hell, even under 1.5, if it's decent enough odds, I think it's okay. But yeah, Euro Barnuski, I think is good. And yeah, even Euro Barnuski by sub, that'd be a really fun one to look at. I think he gets it done, dude. So yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Man, I think some finishes could really happen on this card, Might be one of those where fight doesn't get hits a lot, No. Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. I think I have to go Bryce Mitchell here. I think everyone really is. This is another, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think Luna is coming on short notice as well. So yeah, I think with this one, I mean, look, I think he gets it done more often than not, man. Probably 60% of the time at least. You got to give it to Bryce Mitchell here. Luna, he's unbeaten. He's dangerous. But like I said, he's taking on short notice, and he's going against a grappler like Mitchell, who's got that UFC experience, man. I just think I think the wrestling should really be the deciding factor here to get him his hand raised. And I think over 1.5 rounds, I actually do like that. Just think I think Mitchell should neutralize Luna's game and try to be smart, not try to hang with him on the feet. Just try to go for the takedowns, get some grappling going. And I do think it happens more often than not. At least 70% of the time, I think it goes over 1.5 rounds. But I would not be surprised if we see it finish. Maybe Mitchell gets a sub or something. But yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, he's typically going to go over 1.5 rounds, right, Mitchell, unless he gets starched or something like that. So yeah, I do think I like it. Mitchell and over 1.5 rounds, I think those are decent. And even like Mitchell by sub, if you have some good odds on that, I think that could be good too. Moving on here, look at that. Varys Ziem versus Tom Nolan. I think everyone and their brother is parlaying Ziem. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a weird one. I kind of want to take Tom Nolan as a dog just because. But Ziem, he's legit, man. He's been improving. He's a good. Yeah, it's a weird one. I think, Nolan, he's physically pretty gifted. I mean, he's got a. I think he's good for his division line lightweight. He hits the bang. Zim, more technical, very disciplined. I mean, I think Nolan's going to be a slightly bigger guy here. And, he's got power. And I think it's offensively, when he starts going, I think Ziem could actually find himself getting into trouble. He wants to kind of make it really pretty. He might do like some point fighting there. Maybe find a finish if it comes to him. He's very technical, but, I think Nolan could make it a dogfight and just get in his face. Like, you know what? I don't care. Jab up my face. I'm going to land something heavier. It could happen, man. So, yeah, I just think I just think Nolan as a dog, I mean, it's kind of hard to pass up that. Over 1.5 rounds, I think it does hit more often than not, but I'm not, we could see a finish happen here. So I'm not it's not something you have to really, bet the house on or anything. But yeah, I think, because Ziem, he's difficult to finish, and no one has power, right? So he could actually get that knockout. But yeah, maybe round 2 knockout, round 3 knockout. I think it could happen. So yeah, that's another one where fight doesn't could happen. I do think over 1.5 does hit more often than not, and I think Nolan is a good dog. That's all you got to say about that. Moving on, Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. Very interesting fight up right here, actually. I do have to go with Allen here, and I think he wins it at least 60% of the time, so more often than not. But, he's grappling, and he's got durability. I mean, I know he can get chin, but I mean, still, he's typically a durable guy, and I think that's going to be it's going to really help him against Shabazian. Shabazian, he's still dangerous, obviously, especially early on, but that cardio is kind of an issue. It kind of slows down. If you kind of like pressure him, he could especially in wrestling exchanges, I think he could really kind of you end up seeing his cardio drain. So that's why I do think over 1.5 rounds, I do think that hits at least 60% of the time. I think just because Allen is going to probably use that grappling early on, try to get some eat up those minutes, maybe even look for a sub later on. The danger window is early, I think, just because that Shabazian, like that first round, he is dangerous, man. He's explosive. But I think Allen should survive it, minus P's and Q's, not just try to hang with him on the feet, try to use his grappling. And yeah, so I think if Allen survives that first 7 minutes, I think it really favors him big time. So just get out of that first round, make sure that, just over 1.5 rounds, right? After over 1.5 rounds hits, boom, you see that hit, awesome. Allen could really take over. And I think, that'd be a really good grappling one, man. Dude, like, what about 2 legs? Like, what about the Allen plus the Bryce Mitchell, 2 legs right there? The grappler's delight. How about that? And you can mix and match it. And now we are at the main one here. Bilal Muhammad, Gabriel Bonfim. Now I always say remember the name Muhammad, but I have for a long time I have coined him as remember to hedge Muhammad, just because he has a way of kind of like, just pulling it out, man. He just wins, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough because I am kind of leaning towards Bonfim in a way. Just because, but it's tough, man. Like I said, Muhammad could just use his bread and butter, get that wrestling going, and his hands have been looking really good too. But he should be smart, not try to hang with him on the feet too much. I mean, Bonfim is entering his athletic prime, though. I mean, he's younger, like 28 versus 37. Typically, the younger guy is going to win it. It's pretty big. So I think Muhammad is going to be kind of on the downward slope a little bit. I mean, no hate, but it is what it is. I think Father Time is undefeated, typically. I mean, I don't know. We have seen him be defeated sometimes, but still. But especially after losing a title, losing consecutive defeats here, I think, and Bonfim's got that submission game. His elite and his striking has become more and more aggressive, which could help him. I think Muhammad, obviously, like I said, his path to victory is the wrestling, the volume, try to get that control time going, minus P's and Q's. But Bonfim is going to be the bigger guy. He's the younger guy. He's fresher. He's more dangerous, I think, everywhere. As far as like the danger factor, it's got to be on Bonfim for sure. And as far as over 1.5 rounds, it's still his main event, and it's still Muhammad fighting here. So I think, yeah, at least 68, maybe 70% of the time it should hit. So I think it's good. Muhammad, he usually drags his opponents, into deep waters. And Bonfim, if he wins, it's like, maybe a late finish or a decision, I think feels more likely. So Bonfim, I think he opened up around like what, minus 200 or something like that. So I think it's decent. But like I said, I don't know, man. I think you don't like pre-hedging, but I mean, you could always get like, I don't know, Bilal Muhammad by decision or something like that, right? Or if you don't like that, just parlay over 1.5 rounds and have Bonfim in a separate parlay. That's all I got to say about this, guys. Let me know what you're liking, you're fading, and just keep it here, man.